Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Hey, besties. It's Behind the Shade, and we got to recap Real Housewives of Potomac, honey. This episode was something else. We are on season 10, episode 14. Again, this episode had no title at all, but we got to get into it. Child, I don't know what's going on when these networks are losing titles and not naming these episodes, but that's okay. So, this is a to be continued from last week. Remember when they was trying to drop the ball that drop a dime saying what Angel said, and some gossip got around about the house that she had in Potomac and all that. And so she was like, hey, the buck stops here. We're not moving forward. Y'all not coming to my house until we discuss this. So she's like, who has more information? Because remember, Giselle and Ashley said they wasn't saying nothing. It wasn't their job to tell. So then Wendy tells Angel that her friend, who is a real estate agent, said that Angel gave her a call and said she was looking for a home in the Potomac area and she needed the house to look like it cost about $14,000 to rent, but she only had but she only has $1,000 to pay. And I don't even believe that, because what's the difference between a $10,000 rental versus a $14,000 rental? Like, what is the difference? Why does 14,000 have to be the number? And where in this economy can you rent anything for $1,000 and potentially in Potomac, in DC, in Maryland, in Virginia? Where can you rent a house? Where can you rent a house for $1,000 at? Like, where is that even possible? In this economy, I don't think so. So even Angel finds it to be funny, and she says her rich butt spent $14,000 on that house that they rented in Potomac. So Wendy tells us that her friend has no reason to lie and that she was not the only one who said it. Angel knows exactly who Wendy is talking about, and she's like, oh, is she mad because she didn't get the sale? She talking smack because I went use someone else. And so she said, yeah, I want to have a conversation with her about this. And so Stacy was like, let's call her now. It's like, no, now is not the time, Stacy, because y'all got to go do y'all meditation, honey. So Giselle asked Stacy, how's TJ? You talk to TJ? And it's like, where did that come from? So Stacy's like, I don't know how he's doing. She said, I know how Timu is doing. Yeah, I do. I know how my husband is doing. So they go out on the deck and they meditate. They're shoulder rolling and breathing and doing jazz hands while Angel is sitting down watching them. And they're like, why is she sitting there? Why is she not doing anything? And I thought because her shirt was too tight. Honey, that shirt, honey, if she would have made a shoulder roll, I think them buttons would have been shooting out the deck. Pew, 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 pew. Girl, she was too dressed up. All this denim with these brown tall boots. What, suede? Isn't it summertime? Didn't Wendy just celebrate her birthday or something? Okay. So then they want to set the intentions. So Angel says, here we go with this again. Child, we are on what episode? What? We are on episode 14. Angel still wants to get to know the ladies better. Girl, we are so tired of this. Give it up. I don't even believe you. You don't want to get to know these women. You would know them by now. The season is almost over. Goodness. So then they said they want to have fun. They want to enjoy each other's company. They're tired of fighting. They want to laugh. Giselle said, I just want a room with a bathroom. Chat. I said, okay, now Giselle. Giselle has an attitude. She is not feeling this. And I don't understand it because Giselle, you get put in this predicament every time somebody plans a trip. This is the third time this has happened to you. They ran the tape. It happened when Karen hosted. It happened when Monique hosted. They always put you in the worst accommodations because you are the shadiest. And her attitude is just like, I don't know. I mean, you know how you treat this girl. Y'all calling her catfish and whatever else y'all call her, broke and lonely, whatever. She put you two best friends in a smaller bedroom. Okay, twin size beds, got to share bathroom. I mean, I'm not gonna act like I can't deal with that. I'm either gonna just ride it out and enjoy. I mean, it's only for a couple of days, Giselle. You can survive sharing a bathroom. I mean, come on. It's all women. It's not that big a deal. So I'm either going to enjoy my time or I'm leaving and I'm going home, not to another accommodation. I'm going home because let's just face it, this whole trip is a bust. Okay, you got us in the middle of nowhere. I don't like that at all. There ain't no store nearby. I can't decide to order pizza or Wingstop if I wanted to. You know, I'm in the middle of nowhere, not close to you. You're, and they say an hour and a half away. The map said 35 miles away. 35 miles is not an hour and a half drive, not an hour and a half. It doesn't take an hour and a half to get 35 miles down the street. But whatever the case, you're far away. Because at first you were an hour away. Nevertheless, you got me in the middle of nowhere. You are an hour away. This is just stupid. And the house don't even have running water. And it's really given that Angel and those homeowners are in cahoots with each other. I am not, Kerr, you can't make me not believe that Angel does not know that that water is not working. You can't make me believe it. You cannot. Angel is vindictive. She has collected receipts on all the times y'all have said something to her, and this is her payback. But baby, Giselle, you just, this attitude you got about this house, it is just a mess. So, child. So yeah, now you know the bathroom is the topic of discussion, but it gets worse, honey. So Giselle, you know, she was talking about getting a hotel, and then they asked, you know, why don't you stay at Angel's house? And so it's like, wait, what? Kiana is still high, and she needs to lie down. And so, you know, her bedroom is at Angel's house. So they suggest, you know, that they need to leave. So then Monique was, somebody said, well, why don't you go? I think it was Monique. Monique said, why don't you, can Giselle stay at your house? And they're like, well, Angel, how many rooms do you have? And Angel's like, yeah, I have 6 bedrooms, but they're being used. Yes. You know, Bobby has a man cave. Bobby has an office. Bobby has a workout room. Bobby has a sitting room. Bobby has a reading room. Bobby has a leave me alone room. but Kia and Tia, they have their own bedrooms, and that pretty much is it. That's all they got. So I think Jassy asked, when did you get close? When did you and Tia get close? And so it's like, well, because of Kiana, duh. And so they left. They left the house. They headed to their house. So at the house, Giselle asked to call the realtor. And so Wendy's like, nope, that's Angel's job. I'm not in that. So Giselle says, you know, you wouldn't be so defensive about the word eviction if you weren't evicted. And I was like, true. You know, that word rubbed you the wrong way because it probably happened. It's giving that you got put out, Angel. Like maybe the dates got misconstrued and you had to go. So in the truck on the ride to Angel's, Angel, Kiana, and Tia, they're just talking about how unprofessional the realtor is. And so Tia was saying, I have some of my clients sign NDAs, honey. And so Angel says that Giselle is mad because she thought she got her with that eviction thing and it didn't work. And so Angel feels like the ladies are jealous of her, and that, she says the house that they're staying in is cost $1.6 million. Well, okay. But it ain't no running water, and it ain't no running water. And this is your clapback. You know what you over there doing with them owners. You know what you were doing. The ladies really cannot believe that they are all separate. Like, how are they gonna get to? Yeah, Angel, how are you gonna get to know the ladies better when you're not even hanging out with them? You're not even staying with them. You're missing out on the best times of a girls' trip when you're at the room, back at the resort, and you're just hanging out and having a good time. Normally that happens at night. If there's no nightlife, you're going to stay up and you're going to talk. You're going to miss all of that because you take two ladies out of the group and take them home with you. And now Giselle and Ashley are talking about leaving. So now the group is going to be even more divided. Oh. Meanwhile, Angel is showing Tia and Kay their nice bedrooms. Baby, they all got their own bathrooms. But guess what? This is my question, besties. Kiana hasn't been to her best friend's house. This is her first time. She is in awe. Oh my God, this is nice. I'm like, honey, Kay, you ain't been to Angel's house yet? I thought y'all was besties. But nope, she hasn't. So she is in love. The bedrooms look nice. They got their gifts. Just everything is intact, right? Angel's putting it on real thick. So the ladies get ready. They're going to head to Angel's house for the mixer. Ciao. On the ride there, they got an hour and a half to ride. So Monique, has a little issue with her child, and her child is with Chris, and they calling because the child don't feel good or whatever. So then Giselle and Ashley decided to stay at the house. Giselle is not happy with that, but she's going to stick it out for now. Jassy is looking for Airbnbs because she just want to be messy and see what the options are. And there are plenty of Airbnbs available. 8 bedrooms, sleeps 20. Like, there are plenty available. So Angel be lying. Angel, you be lying. And again, Monique can see through Angel's marriage. And I'm like, Monique, you need to leave that alone. I said it last week. She like, I can see through it, because when you doing more, everything falls in your lap and your partner's not helping, I can see right through it. And it's like, oh, Monique. So all the ladies get to Angel's beautiful property, honey. All I hear is, wow, oh, beautiful. Okay, stunning, pretty. Okay, child, Angel got people there, oxygen bar, the tequila bar. Bobby has a few friends there. Now, child, this was a whole entire mess. So he got like 3 or 4 handsome black men sitting out. They're puffing on cigars, chilling, got on shades. And Angel is introducing them and giving out their whole bios. Oh, this is Steve. He owns this, and I'm on the board, and he's a billionaire, and he's single with 3 kids, and he went to, and they're like, okay, hi. Child, not one of them men were gracious enough to get up, say hello. They were not hospitable. They did not engage with the women. They just looking like, like, if you nut, we gonna buck. But we don't care if you women. They were giving security. And you could tell even by the way Bobby was looking, they didn't heard about y'all, and they are there because they wish you would. They love Angel, and you better stop. Angel then got a whole posse. That's what makes this trip is horrible. Excuse me, besties. This trip is horrible. It is just horrible. You got these women in Colorado in the middle of nowhere with no running water. You're an hour away. You bring them to your house. You don't like them, they don't like you. Why are we doing this? Now you having a dinner. You won't even let them in your house. Y'all got to eat outside. Child, away. I would have went home. I'm not suffering for nobody. I'm not too old. Nope, I'm not. So the ladies are seated outside at the table, and Giselle tells Angel, that her energy is better now as a host, but earlier it was horrible. And pretty much, you're not a great host. That's pretty much what she was saying. And so she asked, was there any place closer to her? She said, is there any place else? Can we stay closer to you? Because we are an hour and a half away. Then she complains that the water been shutting on and off. And it's like, oh, well, I'll get that handled. Okay. Then Giselle turns it to Stacy and Tia, because you remember they don't get along. Remember, Toodle Doo, get out. And so she like, so what's up with y'all? So Stacy says, she tried to be friends with Tia and she flipped on her. Stacy thinks Tia jumps on the hate Stacy train like everybody else, and woo woo woo. Tia says Stacy fakes who she is. Example, you say you don't know Chris. Now then you turn around and say you do know him. And then they did the flashback, and Stacy never said she did not know Chris. Stacy has always said, I know him socially. That is what she has said. She has never said she did not know Chris. Ashley feels like Stacy is getting caught in a lie. Shut up, Ashley. Tia says, you agitate my spirit. She said that to Stacy. And so Stacy was like, well, why does it matter to you if I know Chris or not when his ex-wife is sitting here? She don't care. And so Tia's like, well, I don't like liars. And so she's like, Monique, you'll see for yourself. But Monique says that Stacy told her that she did not cut up the story and then take it back to Chris. But somebody did, because it took like 10 minutes after they talked about it. It was 10 minutes later when Chris was texting Monique. So somebody took something to him. And so they were saying, like, Stacy, you said you didn't have his number, then you did say you had his number, and da 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 da. So Stacy says, look, she did not call Chris and talk about Monique. So Monique is explaining that whoever did it, is, causing rift with them. Like his attorneys are calling her, talking about they gonna sue her for defamation of character, and this is messing up her custody battle with their kids and making it hard. And Stacey's like, I'm sorry that this is happening to you. I'm really sorry. I apologize this is happening to you. I don't want that. I hate that for you. And so Monique is like, it's just, I'm concerned about these inconsistencies, and so time will tell. She said, I'm going to be watching. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But, Stacy may play herself and Monique gonna clock it, and it's gonna be ugly. Because, honey, Monique has not changed. If I don't care about all these books she writing and all these revelations and healing and this journey, Monique is here, and she trying to, what do they hold? Potomac. I don't know. What do they hold, besties? I know cherry blossoms is their thing, but champagne, no, I don't know what do they hold? Oh, it don't matter. But Monique coming. She need a job. Ah. So then Angel gives them the rundown for the plans that they're going to have the next day. They're going to take a private jet to Aspen. They're going to hang out. They're going to go to what is it? Sabi, Kumasabi. And they're gonna, I remember Beverly Hills, they go there with Kyle, because Kyle, I think Kyle and Mauricio had a Colorado home, and that's where they go buy the expensive cowboy hats and all the stuff. And so I said, oh, this is where Giselle is going to run into Mauricio, because Angel says, oh, all the stars are in Aspen, so we're going to go there for the day. Then Kiana suggests having a sleepover that night. Like they would leave Angel's house and go to the house in Littleton and be with all the ladies. So Angel says, she has to check with Bobby. So then Monique says, oh, girl, let the daddy be the daddy. He can handle it. You can come. And honey, Angel put her hand up to Monique like, stop. Hammer time. And nobody clocked that. Nobody saw that, but Kay did. Kay said, oh, God, when Angel put that hand up, honey, you better know you are playing. You done went too far. So then Tia came a message. She comes back to the group. Where you been, girl? I had to tear up the bathroom. Honey, too much rich food. You ain't used to that eating, huh? So that was TMI. So, honey, now it's like 7:30. The party is over. Stacy's like, so what are we going to do now? Angel said, go home and go to sleep. Wendy was like, no after party, no snacks, no nothing. We just, nothing? Nope. So as they're leaving, Angel talks to Bobby about the sleepover. And he really wasn't like tripping to me. He was kind of like, ain't no big deal, but if you do it, it's fine. But I mean, I'm gonna be here all day with these kids. That's pretty effed up, but I mean, I'll survive. Whatever, right? He didn't say no, but she don't want to sleep with. She don't want to do the sleepover. She would rather be with her family, and then she blames it because she's still breastfeeding. But it's like, Angel, shut up, girl. Like, you're still breastfeeding, girl. It's overnight. You're the hostess. Pump and leave some food out. They're not gonna, everybody's gonna be fine. Prepared to not be home. Goodness. So Ashley clocked it in the car when they was driving. She said, you know how she is. Bobby is her security blanket. Angel's gonna wait and see how tomorrow goes. If it goes well, she'll spend the night. If not, she going home. I was like, Ashley clocked that. So on the ride back, it's an hour and a half drive. So pretty much by now it's pitch black dark. No lights on the road, no nothing. They get to the house finally. They're like, is there some security? Because they don't know if they open up the door to this car, is there going to be a bear, a boogeyman? They don't know who is out in the wilderness. There's no lights, there's no security, and there's no running water. Ciao. So the next morning, they're up. Most of them don't have water. Stacy had a little bit. Giselle says she had to take a HO bath. They had to wait. They went on YouTube to try to figure it out, but they decided they was gonna wait. The chef came. He turned the water on. It was on for like 2 hours. Child, Giselle, they were saying how has Angel, no, I think that was Ashley asking, has Angel text you to check on us? Nope. Giselle wants to find another house because, honey, she keeps referring to when she hosted everybody in Nevis. She was like, y'all didn't worry about nothing. I had it going on, and I'm just going to take it upon myself. I'm taking control of this trip, and we are moving. So Jassy like, well, let me go pack my stuff and bring it downstairs, honey. I'm ready to go. Everybody is ready to go. I can't imagine being in a house with no running water. And one of them said, I think it was Stacy, we are Americans. We need running water. I was like, girl, no, you did not say that. So Angel did check on Jassy, and Jassy said that, girl, I'm in a house with a whole bunch of angry women. What's wrong, girl? The water ain't working. So she had reached out to the owners. The owners said the system was needed to restart. Whatever, but then they need to go restart it. Why didn't they restart it before these women got here? Like, this ain't funny. That's why I think Angel is in on it. Because why all of a sudden the water ain't working? So we find out, honey, because they getting ready for the day. Jassy then went back and told Angel, probably on that text message that they were on. Honey, Jassy told Angel what Monique was saying about her marriage. You know, doing it all when you have a partner that's doing nothing. Angel said, this ain't the time or the place. That girl don't even know me. And she is crossing the boundaries. And she said, no, she's not shifting her experiences on to me. And I'm like, yeah, you're divorced. So now you see bad in everybody's marriage, girl, because you've been there, done that. Girls, is Monique turning bitter right before our eyes? And so Angel's like, she don't even know me, and nobody should have Bobby's name in their mouth but me. Other than that, you are just plain old evil. Angel just acts like she is just an angel. She just thinks she is just such a cool chick. She believes she the coolest chick in the pack. Honey, let her tell it. She is good. She cool. If you don't like her, something wrong with you. But Angel, you have not shown us anything. This trip is terrible. The timing is wrong. Y'all just got evicted. Y'all just moved back to Colorado, and you just want your clap back. You just want them to see. You want them to see your house. You want them to see your house so they can shut all this talk that they're doing down. But you still not a good housewife. This is not for you. It's just not. And I meant to watch what happens live, because she's on there with somebody from Married to Medicine. I don't remember. Was it Quad? Somebody. And they said, I just saw one comment that said Bobby don't like them because he don't like the way they treat his wife. I'm like, we know that based off him, his homies sitting there watching them and looking them up and down like, which one y'all got? Who is Giselle? Which one is that? Child, I thought they had some guys there where the single women commingle. I thought Ashley was going to get a thumb. I thought Giselle was going to meet somebody. I thought, well, I guess those are only two single people, huh? Because Kiana's still with Greg. Jassy just got married. And Tia is married. Stacy with her husband. Yeah, just, oh, child. Honey, them, girl, that had me dying the way them dudes were sitting there looking at them. I don't think none of them spoke. That is just rude. Rude. But besties, that was the end of the episode. It was so much going on. Wait, am I finished? No. I'm not finished. Hold on. I got a little something else to say. So Monique says, you know, it was a trigger about seeing, you know, about when she asked Angel, you know, about the sleepover. And I was like, I thought Kiana brought it up, but Monique said she brought it up first. And she could tell that Angel was triggered about spending the night with them. And so Angel said, child, if they keep playing with her, talking about Bobby, she gonna crash out. And I'm like, I want to see it. Angel, you need to clock in and do something. I am so sick of you saying every other episode that you want to get to know the ladies on a deeper level. Shut up. No, you don't. You got to breastfeed them kids, remember? You ain't got time. But anyway, besties, that was a thumbs up for me. Please drop down in the comment sections. Let me know what you thought about tonight's episode. Like the video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And make sure your notification bell is on so that you know each and every time I post my content. And I'll be back with Married to Medicine Bye, besties.